Well, welcome everybody to Reach and Read. My name is Katie and I work at the Sacramento Public Library where books are just the beginning. We're so happy to have you here and we're happy to have local yoga instructor Kat Sun with us. And we'll get to her in just a moment, but first I wanted to mention a few things. So first is just some housekeeping. This is being done in a webinar format. So all participant microphones and video have been disabled. So if you have a question or a comment that you'd like to share, you can feel free to use the Q&A function that you'll find at the bottom of your screen, and either myself or Kat will get back to you. If you're having any audio related issues, please exit the program and re-enter. We find that doing that will typically solve that issue. If you need closed captioning at any point during the program, please click the live transcript button that you'll find at the bottom of your screen. You'll click that button, wait just a moment, and then you'll see the closed captioning pop up and you can follow along. And also this program is being recorded and will be shared to the virtual yoga playlist that is on our YouTube channel. And in case you haven't checked out our YouTube channel, you can find us under Sacramento Public Library. And make sure to stick around after the yoga demonstration for a short book recommendation based on this week's theme. And in case you weren't aware, we have tons of health resources available at the library, so I wanted to share a couple of other programs that are going on right now. We host virtual Zumba on Mondays at 5:30 and then virtual Zumba Gold on Wednesdays at 4. And Zumba Gold is great for beginners and older adults to join, so please feel free to join us for either of those. And of course, you can check out a book about the benefits of exercise, mindfulness, and yoga from the library collection. And then I wanted to mention, because we are still in summer reading time right now, this August, that our health literacy programs actually count towards summer reading activities. So you can get points for the activities that you participate in, and you can actually get prizes, which is pretty cool. So there's a little shortcut for how to log your health literacy activities on the website. All right, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and say thank you and turn things over to Kat. So Kat, take it away, and everyone please enjoy.
Great. Thank you so much, Katie, and good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us. So as always, I'm offering this from home, so please excuse any dog barking or random noises you might hear from my neighbors or my father, who was with me. And this morning's theme is going to be on heart opening. So we'll be doing some gentle heart opening and things to kind of work out to soften any armoring around the chest. So as usual, you're going to want to have, today actually, you're going to want to have 2 blankets if that's available. You can also use like a big beach towel or a big bath towel or anything that kind of allows you to kind of roll up and create a little bit of a firmness, one for under your head. Or yeah, you can use 1 blanket or beach towel and 1 cushion, one for the head. So we'll get started with that. But also, if you have a couple of yoga blocks, a yoga strap, those are always great things to have. And sometimes we even use a chair, like a folding chair will work. Okay, so with that, let's get started. So this morning you can see my cat is on my blanket, but maybe you've got a furry at home with you joining you as well. But you're gonna take 1 blanket for your head. So this is where you can use a cushion instead for your head. And then the other blanket or bath towel or beach towel, whatever you've got, you can kind of create like a bit of a long rectangle, and you're just gonna roll it up, or you can even fold it, like small folds. And that's gonna go underneath the shoulder blade. So you're in charge of how thick you make this. If it's too much, you unroll it a little bit and you have a little less of a padding, right? So you're gonna place that, that's gonna go under the shoulder blades. So then this is where my armpit's gonna hang right over the top of this, and then my head's gonna be here. So I'm gonna demo that for you right now. So you're gonna sit on the floor in front of that, you're gonna lay back. So shoulder blades, y'all know, your scapulas. Here you can see, here's the bottoms of my shoulder blades. So my shoulder blades right here and right here. And I want that blanket to lay right across back here, and my armpit's gonna hang over the top, right? So it's gonna go like this. My armpit hangs right over the top of that. I'm gonna lay on my cat monkey who's on my pillow. And then that top pillow or blanket or whatever, sorry, is for your head. And then you can just hang out here. You let your arms just open out to the sides, palms up. So there's a little trench right there for the armpits to hang over and the arms to rest. And then you got this nice little heart opener. You want to make sure that you do have something underneath your head. You want to try to avoid letting your chin jut higher than your forehead, creating the scrunching in the back of the neck and the sense of fight or flight. So that definitely sends a signal to the nervous system that we're not quite safe. So make sure you get your forehead at least at the same height as your chin. Back of the neck stays nice and long. Chin can just gently rest down, and you don't feel like you're in that fight or flight response. And then just take a moment here. So your legs, you can have your knees bent, feet apart with the knees knocking in to support each other. You can also have your legs long if that feels better. Or for some of us, if you want to take Supta Baddha Konasana, you can bring the soles of the feet together and the knees out. If you are coming into Supta Baddha Konasana, though, I recommend having something supporting you underneath your knees. So, and if you are choosing to take that option, you might have a block on either side, and you can tilt your block at an angle on the edge so that the flat surface is there to receive the sides of your legs. Okay, so that's if you want to come into that cobbler pose with the legs. Otherwise, straight legs or feet on the floor, knees bent. And again, walk your feet a little bit wider apart and let your knees knock in to support each other. And just arrive here. And as you settle in, as always, we take the first few moments just to really land. So as you settle into your pose, just take a nice breath in through the nose and clear it out through your mouth. And if this is feeling too extreme underneath your shoulders, again, you can come out and loosen the roll, lessen the roll, so not quite as much height. So do listen to your body. This is our very first pose together this morning. So we like to ease into things. Just take a moment, like I can kind of feel my heart pumping a little, like the blood flowing. So just tune in and feel your body this morning. What do you feel as you settle in? Take a moment now to open your mouth and wiggle out your jaw. Let's stretch out our face, maybe stretch out the tongue. And then as your mouth closes, keep your mouth nice and soft. Let your tongue be soft and relaxed. Just take a few rounds of breath here. So we're going right into it, a heart opener as we begin. So here, start to notice your breath. And just feel the expansion and contraction of that breath as it moves in and out. Notice the quality of the breath as you begin. Feel the rise and fall of that breath. You can really feel it in the front body here. Just notice, how does this position feel for you? If you're somebody who's on your computer a lot or hunched over your phone or driving, hunched over the steering wheel, this is a great counter pose to all of that. Most of us, right, these days, we're all kind of spend some time on some sort of device, sit a lot at a desk, on chairs. Just a few more rounds of breath. Just really letting the pose gently melt that armoring around the heart. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and you're gonna just pull the blanket out from underneath you, under the shoulder blades. You can keep the blanket underneath your head or the pillow under your head. If it's better to roll over and then move it out of the way, you can do that. And then we're gonna come back onto our backs just with that little pillow underneath our head. And from here, let's all go ahead and bend our knees, feet on the floor. Walk your feet a little bit wider apart. Let's open the arms out into a T with our palms up. And take a breath in. As you exhale, just spin your head gently to the right and keep your left shoulder, left arm heavy. Back of the left hand on the floor. Reach the left hand away as you keep spinning your head right. And breathe now into your left chest, down the length of the left arm. Maybe you feel it all the way into the palm of the hand, maybe all the way into the fingertips. And then gently back to neutral as we inhale. Exhale, spin your head now to the left. Let your right arm be heavy. So pressing the back of the right forearm, back of the right hand into the floor. Slide that right hand away as you keep spinning your head left. And now breathe into the right chest, down the length of the arm. Notice where you feel it. And back to neutral we come. Good. From here, spin your head to the right. Let your knees rock to the left. We're just going to alternate sides now. Inhale, we come through neutral. Exhaling, other side. Nice and easy. You can keep it nice and easy just like this, or if you want to add the arms, and next time your head spins to the right, your knees spin to the left, go ahead and look at your right palm and start to press your right thumbnail into the floor. And then as you press your right thumbnail into the floor, the pinky side of the hand starts to lift up towards the ceiling, and you can keep spinning in that direction so that maybe the palm eventually comes towards the floor and the pinky is pointing towards the top of the mat. The left hand behind you, the hand you're looking away from, you're going to roll over the pinky side of the hand so that the thumb points up to the ceiling. And you keep spinning in that direction so that, again, the palm starts to come towards the floor and the thumb's pointing down towards the bottom of the mat. As you inhale, rotate both hands up to the sky, up to the ceiling, and then exhaling other direction, knees to the right, head to the left. Go ahead and press into the left thumbnail, let the pinky side of the hand roll up. And then the hand behind you, the right hand, you're going to roll over the pinky side of the hand so the thumb points up to the ceiling, and then keep spinning it in that direction. And then you just oscillate side to side. So spinning both arms as you come into this gentle twist. If it's too confusing to add the arms, then don't worry about it. Just make sure you're still breathing, you're moving with your breath. Nice and easy. And then make sure you get both sides. Once you complete the second side, the next time you come back to neutral, let's pause here. So feet are still nice and wide on the mat, feet on the floor, knees bent. We're going to reach our arms up to the sky. Bring the palms together. And then just slide your right hand up towards the ceiling as you bring your left hand down towards you, but keep your elbows straight. So keeping the elbows straight, slide the right hand up as you slide the left hand down. So you're pressing that left shoulder blade into the floor, and the right shoulder blade might lift off the floor a little. And then bring it back through center into neutral, and then slide it the other way. The left hand slides up, the right hand sliding down. Again, the elbows are staying more or less straight without locking the elbows. And then back through center again. Slide the right hand up, left hand down, and then second side. Good. And then bring it to neutral. From here, we're going to bend our elbows and clasp each elbow with the opposite hand. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, your head's going to turn right, your elbows slide left. And just pause here for a moment. Keep sliding the elbows left, keep spinning your head right. Breathe into the space between your right shoulder blade and the spine. Maybe you feel a little pressure going across your right chest as the right upper arm crosses the chest. And then we bring it through center as we inhale, exhaling other direction. Head spins to the left, elbows slide right. And again, pause here and breathe. Keep sliding the elbows left. Keep spinning your head towards, keep sliding your elbows right. Keep spinning your head to the left. And then back to center again. Now look at your forearms and just change so the other forearm stacks on top. And again, you're clasping each elbow with the opposite hand. We're going to add the knees. Take a breath in. Exhale. Head and knees rock to the right. Elbows slide left. Bring it through center as you inhale. Exhale. Head and knees, same direction to the left. Elbows slide right. So now moving with your own breath. Inhaling through neutral. Exhaling. Head and knees are rocking in the same direction. Elbows in the opposite direction. Just sliding and gliding here a few times. Maybe one more time, each side, as slow as you can make it. Let your movements be nice and fluid. Make sure you're still breathing. Keep the face soft, the eyes are soft. And then the next time you've completed your second side, bring it back to neutral here. Good. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and hug our knees into our chest. Use your arms to hug the knees in. Or if that's not an easy class, you can use your strap. And you know, at home, if you don't have a strap, you can use a dog leash or a belt or anything just to help extend your reach. And just wrap it around the shins and holding other side of the strap, gently hug it in, or you can just use your arms to hug your knees into your chest and rock a little side to side. So as always, we're gonna just circle those knees to massage your low back. So go ahead and start to hug the knees together. So I'm pressing my outer knees with the hands. And then keeping the knees together, we're gonna circle the knees as one big knee in the air, nice and slow. And just bring your awareness onto your low back sacral area. So we always do a little bit of focus on the low back, just because so many of us have kind of chronic low back issues. But just noticing what's here this morning. How's the back? Massaging all around that sacral area. Nice and slow. So slow it down even more so you can feel a little bit more. Let this be luxurious as you gently massage your low back and sacral area. Now, whenever you're ready, you're going to just switch the direction, circle it the other way. Nice and easy. Okay, the next time our knees come to our chest, we're going to go ahead and send the knees away and then open them wide apart. Hug them in towards the armpits and back to the center. So circling the knees, now they mirror each other. We're bringing that movement into the hip socket. So maybe noticing, does it feel about the same on both sides, or just one side feel smoother than the other? Maybe there's some clickety clack that's happening in the joints there. Okay, and then just switch the direction, circle it in the other direction. This one kind of popping happening. Okay. And then the next time the knees come back to the chest, we're going to split them into the armpits again and just rock a little side to side. So from here, if you like to take happy baby, you're welcome to bring the soles of the feet towards the sky, shins perpendicular to the floor, and then you just clasp wherever you can while keeping the back of the neck long, keeping your chin at the same level or lower than the forehead. Both shoulders stay grounded on the floor. So sometimes I see people reaching up high and then this is happening, right? So this fight or flight here is happening and the shoulders are off the floor. So if that's happening for you, slide your hands down lower so the shoulders can rest on the floor, back of the neck long. And then you just clasp wherever you can and then gently rock a little side to side. Okay. And then keep your right foot as it is. Release your left foot down. We'll just do a little more hip stuff here, just for the back. We're going to take the right foot and just cross it past that left knee, flexing the right foot now. And then we're going to slide the right hand into the hole between the legs as we come into that figure 4, just to stretch out a little bit this outer hip area. So keep your right foot flexed as you hug your left knee in. So again, if that's not an easy clasp, use your strap behind the left thigh. You can use the strap right here behind the left thigh and then hold either side of the strap like that. And then just little rocking side to side. And then let's circle that left ankle that's free. So circle that left foot around its ankle, I mean. And then circle it the other way. So again, maybe some Rice Krispies snap, crackle, pop happening. Okay, and then point and flex that foot a few times. And from here, we're going to take both sides of the strap in that left hand, or if you're not using a strap, just your left hand on the back of the left thigh. Open your right arm out to the right, palm up. We're going to start to slide the right knee to the right, slide the left knee to the left a little bit. The right knee is still bent with the right ankle hooked past the left knee. So you're going to slide the left knee to the left. You're holding that left knee with the left hand. And then bring it back to neutral. And then again, gently slide it over to the left a little. So it's not a big movement. Maybe you're just moving like an inch or two. And back to neutral. Last time, sliding that left knee over to the left. And then we're gonna go ahead and release the foot, the knee. Let your left foot come back onto the floor. Walk your left foot now to the left side of the mat. Keep your both arms open wide, palms up. As you exhale, let both knees now rock to the right. So you're rolling to the inner edge of the left foot as you bring your inner left knee towards the floor. And the weight of the right ankle helps the left knee down. So now we're getting just a little bit of a quad and psoas stretch on that left side. And breathing into that. Good. And then bring the whole thing back up. Now walk that left foot back into the center line. You're going to start to cross your right thigh over your left thigh, like if you're just seated in a cross-legged position, right? So nice and easy. And now you're going to go ahead and rock your knees to the left. So now you're starting to roll towards the outer edge of that bottom left foot. It doesn't go all the way, just nice and easy. So bring it back to neutral. And again, just roll it over to the left. Good. And one more time. And then we're going to add the arms. Okay, so coming back onto your back, you still got your right thigh crossed over your left. You're going to reach your arms up towards the ceiling again, palms touch. And then again, just slide the right hand up, slide the left hand down, and switching sides. Just sliding and gliding a little bit here. Okay, from here, you're going to take your left arm on top of your right arm and just hug it in. So give yourself a big hug here. Walk your hands towards your shoulders. And you're doing your best to get your elbows to cross the midline. So you're just trying to get your elbows to cross each other. Now, if your elbows don't cross each other, they don't cross the midline, then you're going to just stay like this as we move through this. But if your elbows do cross, they pass the midline, they cross each other, you can bring the back of the hand together, or you can even wrap your wrists so that the palm of the right, fingers of the right hand come into the palm of the left, right? And now you're going to rock your knees to the left as you slide your elbows to the right and turn your head to the left. And then you bring it back to center. So again, these are not big movements. Rock your knees to the left a few inches, slide your elbows to the right, and spin your head to the left. So again, head and knees are moving in the same direction, elbows in opposite direction. One more time. And then back to neutral we come. We're going to unwind the arms and release the legs. Now feet on the floor, knees are bent. Keep your right foot grounded and lift your left foot and cross your left ankle past your right knee. Go ahead and start to flex the left foot as you press out through the inner heel and ball of the big toe. So you're lengthening that inner line, and then like you're hugging the outer edge of that foot back up towards its outer knee. So you're pressing out more through the inner line of the foot. Okay, we're going to take the left hand now. So it's the left foot that's lifted. You take the same hand, left hand into the hole, and lifting your right foot as you clasp behind your right thigh. Again, option to use the strap here if you need, right? So using the strap if you need it. And then keep that left foot gently flex as you hug your right knee in a little bit, rock a little side to side. Now the free right foot, we're going to circle that foot around its ankle. And now we're going to circle it the other way. And point and flex it a few times. Good. From there, we're going to gently, we're going to take either the thigh or the strap. If you're using the strap, take both sides of the strap in the right hand. Open your left arm out to the left with the palm up. You're going to start to slide the right knee towards the right, just an inch or two. And then let it come back to neutral. And then again, slide that right knee towards the right. It takes the left foot with it. And then back to center. And one more time, sliding it to the right a little bit. Breathing into the sensations you find here. And back to neutral. From there, we're going to release the leg and let your foot come back onto the floor. So right foot lands on the floor, left foot, the ankle still cross past the right knee. Open both arms out wide into the T, palms up. Walk your right foot now to the right side of the mat. And then when you're ready, as you exhale, start to let yourself roll to the inner edge of the right foot as the right knee comes towards the floor. Both knees are rocking to the left. So now we're taking a stretch on that right quad, psoas, hip flexor area. Breathing here. Take a nice breath in through your nose. Clear it out through the mouth. And then we'll bring the whole thing back up. Walk that foot back into the center line. And then we're gonna cross the left thigh now over the right. So again, like you're just seated in a cross-legged position on a chair, all prim and proper. Yeah. So with that left thigh crossed over the right, we're gonna take our arms up towards the sky. Palms touch. And then again, just slide one hand up, the other hand down. We did this at the beginning, keeping the arms straight without locking the elbows. And just alternate side to side a little bit, getting some sliding and gliding through the shoulders. And then from here, it's gonna be the left arm underneath, the right arm on top. Hug yourself. So bringing your hands towards your shoulders and give yourself a big hug. So again, we're trying to get the elbows maybe to cross the midline so that they cross each other. If that's not happening for you, you're just gonna continue to hold here and then you'll slide this way, right? Oh, we didn't do the slide and glide just with the knees, without the arms. Hopefully you guys can manage adding it together. Okay, so let's go ahead and release the arms for a minute. We'll just focus on the leg first. So we're gonna, sorry about that. So just let your arms be resting. We're gonna roll to the outer edge of the right foot as we take both knees to the right a little bit. So again, you don't take it all the way across. You're just coming towards that outer hip a little, and then you bring it back to neutral, right? So do your best now to keep your left shoulder heavy as you roll your knees to the right, keeping the left shoulder heavy. So the action is just in kind of the low back, the low and mid back, but the upper back stays more or less grounded to the floor. Okay, so that's the action in the leg. So now we're gonna add the arms. So again, take your arms up and hug. So the left arm goes underneath, the right arm on top, hug it in. And trying to get the elbows to cross. If the elbows cross, you can bring the back of the hands towards each other or even wrap your wrists so that your right fingertips come into the palm of the left. Oh, no, wait, your left fingertips come into the palm of the right. Sorry. Okay, take a breath in. And now as we exhale, let your knees rock to the right, slide your elbows to the left and turn your head to the right. And then bring it back to neutral. Again, sliding the knees and the head, rock to the right, the elbows slide left. And back through center again. Just one more time. And through center, and we'll go ahead and release. From there, let's just release the legs, stretch your legs long, let your arms rest to the sides, and just take a beat there. Nice breath in, nice breath out. Now with your legs long, let's start to flex the feet. So you're pressing out through the heels, spread the soles of the feet broad, spread the toes. And then we're gonna take our arms up to the sky. We'll interlace our fingers and we're gonna press the palm up towards the ceiling. So back of the hand facing down. Now start to hug your elbows in towards each other. You're gonna take a big shoulder circle here. So circle the shoulders. As your shoulders press into the floor and slide them down the back. Keep your shoulder blades sliding down the back. Now press your low back into the floor. Lengthen your tailbone towards the heels. With your next inhale, feet are flexed, pressing out through the heels. Take your arms up overhead. So nice full body stretch here, pressing out through the heels and the palms. Nice long stretch. Take a nice breath in here. And as you exhale, release the clasp. Let your hands sweep along the sides, back down. Feet are still lightly flexed. We're going to take our arms back up to the sky as we inhale. Interlace your fingers, other thumb on top. And then again, press the palm up towards the ceiling. Hug the elbows in. Show your shoulder blades down the back. Walk the shoulder blades down the back, away from the ears. Start to press the low back towards the floor, lengthen the tailbone long. And then when you're ready, pressing out through the heels as you take your arms up overhead, a nice full body stretch again. And exhaling, release. Okay, from there we'll bend the knees and we're gonna roll over to one side. So you still have the pillow underneath your head. It doesn't matter which side. I'm on my right side. So just come onto the side you need to be so you can still see. So you can change the height of the blanket pillow under your head so you're comfortable. And then your bottom arm is gonna be straight out in front of you with the palm up. Your knees are bent. So instead of your knees bent like this, bring your knees up to hip height so that your torso and your thighs form a 90-degree. You get just a nice solid base. You feel nice and steady here. And then we're just gonna stack the left hand on top of the right hand. We're gonna start to slide, or I'm sorry, the top hand, you might be on a different side. So I'm demoing with the right side down. You're gonna slide your top hand away from you as you start to turn towards the floor. With your inhale now, slide that hand across, the top hand across the inseam of the bottom arm, come all the way across your chest, and then open that top arm back and look back. As you exhale, sweep that hand up through the sky like you're brushing the heavens, and then you're closing the book. And again, slide the hand away, torque yourself to face the floor. Inhaling, start to slide open, all the way open. Look back at the hand, broaden through the chest. There's a bit of a twist here. As you exhale, sweep the sky. Close the book. Slide the hand away. One more time like this. Inhaling. So nice, fluid, dynamic movement, broadening through that chest. And closing the book. We're going to come into it one more time. This time we're going to pause in the open spot. So pausing when you come into this place of open and breathing here. Now with your arms open wide into the T, turn your head to the hand that's in front of you. Turn your head in the same direction that the knee is moving in. So the arm behind you, you're not looking at it, you're reaching it away from you. And then open and close that hand behind you a few times. So open into a big palm and then make a fist. So open and close the hand. Next time you make a fist with the hand behind you, go ahead and circle that fist around the wrist. And then circle it the other way. And then again, open the palm. Now press the palm away from you like you're pushing the wall away from you. So the back of the hand's facing the back of the skull. And then spin the palm to face up again and reach it away. With your next inhale, bring your gaze up to neutral and look back at that hand. And then we're going to sweep the sky with the hand to close the book. Okay, from there, come onto your back and we're going to switch sides. So rolling onto your second side. So I'm going to orient myself so I face you. So again, your bottom arm, you got a pillow or something underneath your head, so your head's not, your neck's not too kinked. You're in a nice neutral position from crown of the head all the way to the tip of the tail. Your bottom arm is reaching out in front of you with a palm up. You got your knees bent and your thighs and your torso form a 90-degree. You got a nice solid base for your balance. Take your top hand now and plant it on top of the bottom hand. Slide the top hand away from you a little bit to torque towards the floor. And then inhaling, we're going to slide that top hand across the inseam of the bottom arm, across the chest, and open it back behind us. Exhaling, go ahead and sweep the sky. Close the book. Slide the hand away, torque yourself towards the earth. Again, inhaling, open it up. Nice and slow. Make it as slow and fluid as you can. Really luxuriate, like you're moving through water. And one more time in this dynamic version. Make sure you're still breathing. Okay, so now the next time we inhale, we're going to pause in the space of open. Now, if this doesn't work in your body, then keep doing that fluid movement we were just working with a moment ago. But if it's okay for you to pause in this open position, then pausing with your arms open into the T, palms facing up. Spin your head now in the same direction that the knees are turning in, and reach the hand behind you away from you. And start to open and close that palm. So making a fist and then opening the palm nice and broad. So open and close a few times. Next time you make the fist, circle the fist around the wrist. Still looking away from that hand. And then circle it the other way. And then open the palm again and press the palm away from you, like you're pushing the wall away. And then spin the palm up towards the ceiling and reach it away. With your next inhale, take your gaze up towards neutral and then look back at the hand behind you. As you exhale, sweep that hand through the sky, close the book. Okay, and then from there, we're gonna come on up onto hands and knees. So if you have sensitive knees, you can take some padding underneath your knees and then plant your palms nice and broad onto the floor. Get the ball of the index finger and thumb mound rooted, and then spread the palm. For some, this is not appropriate for the wrist. If that's you, you make fists and then you plant the knuckles down instead. And then either way, you got your hands stacked underneath your shoulders and your knees stacked underneath your hips. We're gonna just take a few rounds of cat-cow now. So as you inhale, broaden your sit bones and slide the sit bones up. Naturally, the belly hammocks down, but keep hugging your navel up towards the spine. You're gliding your heart through between the upper arms as you look up. Exhaling is reverse, tailbone down, kidneys inflate, chin towards the chest, crown of the head towards the floor. So oscillating in and out through your cat-cow with the ebb and flow of your breath. And really see if you can find the articulation between the vertebrae. Notice where things move and where things move as a block. Closing your eyes if that's comfortable for you. As you arch into cat pose, really breathe into the space between the shoulder blades, hug the sternum up into the shoulder blades, navel up to the spine. And as you arch into cow pose, really broaden the sit bones. Keep your navel hugging up so you don't just collapse in the low back. Okay. And then from here, we're going to come into a child's pose. So big toes together, knees slightly apart. For some of us, we might need to have a blanket, like a folded blanket or some cushions behind the hips. So you can take something onto your heels if you need, and then sit back onto that. If you're high up away from the floor, it might be helpful to have a block underneath your sternum, and then maybe another one for your forehead. So if you tend to have your butt really high up, then you might want to have something underneath the sternum, and then maybe a slightly lower block setting. So here I've got one on the middle setting, and then for the sternum, and then one on the low setting for the forehead. For those who are able, and you can sink your hips towards your heels and let your forehead ground onto the floor, do that. And then walk your hands away. So it's like downward dog arms. So the palms are broad. You're grounding the ball of the index finger and thumb mound again. Shoulder blades slide down the back. And then the armpits. Can you lift your armpits up a little bit? So try not to collapse into the armpits. Keep sliding the shoulders down the back, away from the ears. Arms are active here. And then for some of us, if it's appropriate, you can start to bring the palms of the hands together and bend your elbows and let your hands be like a little steeple over the back of the head. So that just adds a little bit of stretch into the space between the shoulder blades. You can also walk your elbows in towards each other or walk your elbows towards the top of the mat, away from you, to get a little more into the space between the shoulders. This isn't going to be appropriate for everybody, so you got to see if it's right for you to do this. And for some, if this is really accessible and you like a little more, you can even take 2 blocks on the low setting, and then you place your elbows onto those blocks as you come into the pose. So just a few more rounds of breath here. And then we're gonna slowly come on out. All right. From here, we're gonna come back onto hands and knees. Maybe around. So on hands and knees now, you're gonna inhale your right arm out to the right. And as you exhale, just slide that right hand through underneath the left arm. Keep it off the floor and just reach for the left. Again, inhale, open it to the right. And exhale, slide it through underneath the left. Last time, inhale, open. And this time as you exhale, you slide the hand through. Let the hand like it's a plane landing. So slide it along the floor away from you. And then you're gonna come onto the right side of your shoulder, right side of your head. That left hand now, I like to walk my left hand so that when I press the left hand down, the elbow just stacks over it. And then keep reaching your right hand away from you. Breathe into that space between the right shoulder blade and the spine. For some, this is plenty. For others, you might be able to take that left hand and walk it towards the top of the mat. Maybe you can even walk it behind you towards the right side of the mat. If you have got like a normal style mat, you might even hold the outer edge of the mat. So this is one option. Now, if you're going to come into the next option, you're going to really start to roll more towards the back of the skull so you don't jam the side of your neck. So if you want to come into the next option, you can straighten your left leg back, but keep the ball of the foot grounded. So my foot's not hovering, ball of the foot's grounded, and I'm pressing out through the heel. And I'm still reaching that right hand for the left, palm up, and I'm lifting up through the inner thigh of the left leg, pressing out through the left heel if you're adding the leg. If this is not appropriate, keep the knee down. Last variation of this is you can take that left leg now off to the left. And if you're taking it off to the left, you're going to plant the foot on the floor. So try to get the sole of the foot grounded. And then if it's an easy clasp, that right hand can reach for the left ankle. And here you're definitely going to roll more towards the back of the skull rather than jamming the side of the neck. So you're starting to roll the back of the skull down to look up underneath that right armpit. Okay, and then we're going to unwind. So wherever you were, slowly and gently unwind yourself out. Come back to neutral. Maybe take a cat-cow. And we're going to come into the second side. So hands are grounded. We're going to inhale the left arm out to the left. Open the left chest to the left. And then as you exhale, slide that left hand through underneath the right. Keep it off the floor. And just reach for the right. Again, inhale, open. And exhale, slide it through. This time we're going to inhale and open. And as we exhale, we'll slide the back of that hand along the floor away from us as we come onto the left shoulder, left side of the head. So again, staying here is great. If you're going to stay here, then adjust that right hand so that it becomes a good support. So you can, when you slide it so that when you press into the palm, that elbow just stacks over the wrist, and it's a nice little kickstand there for you. So that's the first variation. And then you just keep sliding the left hand away, breathe into the space between the left shoulder blade, the spine, and maybe for you it's somewhere else that you feel it expressing. Next option is to walk that right hand now towards the top of the mat and maybe back behind you, maybe clasping the outer edge of the mat here. Next variation is to stretch the right leg back. So again, keep the ball of the foot grounded. That foot is not hovering in the air. So keep the ball of the foot grounded. You're pressing out through the heel and you're thinking about lifting up through the inner thigh, like the inner thigh of that right leg is spinning towards the ceiling. So this is the next variation. And then the last variation, if you like, you can let that right foot actually come to the right side, ground the sole of the foot down, cut the knife edge of the foot into the earth, and then maybe you reach for the ankle there. So again, if you're coming into this variation, you're definitely rolling more towards the back of the skull as you deepen into the pose, breathing into that. And again, whichever variation you're in, we're going to slowly unwind and come on out. Let's take a cat-cow. Wash it through. Okay, from here, plant your hands nice and firm underneath you. Again, ground the ball of the index finger in the mound. We're going to curl the toes under. As we inhale, let's come through cow. And as we exhale, round into cat pose, look to your navel and just lift your knees an inch off the floor and hover here. So hug everything up towards the spine. Sternum up into the shoulder blades, navel up into the spine. Inhale, bring your knees down, come through cow pose again, broaden those sit bones. Exhale, round into cat pose, and again, lift the knees a little bit more and hover for a beat. Breathe here. Inhale, bring your knees down, glide through cow pose. And last one, exhale, round and lift, hover. Like there's a helium balloon underneath you, causing your whole torso to round up towards the sky. Okay, inhale, bring it down. This time, broaden the sit bones and keep them lifted. You're going to keep your sit bones broad and lifted. As you press into your hands, lift the knees and send your hips up and back. So we're sliding back into downward dog. We're going to come in and out of that a few times. So again, inhale, bring yourself back down through cow pose, onto your knees, through cow. Keep the sit bones broad and lifted now. As you press into your hands, slide those hips up and back, downward dog. One more time. Inhale, bring it down through cow. And exhale, slide it up and back, downward dog. Okay. And then walk your feet a little bit wider apart in downward dog. We're gonna walk the hands a palm print towards the feet. You're gonna keep your left hand grounded, reach your right hand now for the outer seam of your left leg. So anywhere along the leg, maybe the outer shin, outer ankle, or outer heel. And then spin to look underneath your left armpit. We're gonna gently release that, plant the right hand down, and take your left hand and reach it for the outer seam of the right leg somewhere. So again, outer shin, outer ankle, outer heel. And spin to look underneath your right armpit. And then let's unwind. So now we're gonna start to walk our hands back towards our feet. Let your knees bend as your weight settles over the heels there. And then you can clasp your elbows and just shake out your head a little bit. From there, release your hands onto your thighs. We're gonna send the booty back to lift the heart up halfway. So shoulder blades away from the ears, spine parallel to the floor, like you're sitting back a little bit. And then exhaling, just forward fold, pouring it into the earth. Again, halfway lift as you inhale. Elongate the front of the spine now. Exhaling, forward fold. One more time, inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling, fold. This time you're going to press into your feet to come all the way up. So pressing all the way down to rise, rise, rise. Arms out and up overhead. Palms touch at the top. And exhaling, hands to the heart. Okay, we'll just do a few half salutations. So finding your mountain pose, Tadasana, equal standing pose, Samastitihi. Okay, so feet are either hip width apart, or you can bring your big toes together, heels slightly apart. Feel the four corners of the feet. Lift those inner arches, inner ankles. Roll your inner thighs back. Lengthen that tailbone long. Shrug your shoulder blades down the back body, and maybe the palms spin forward a little bit. Reach the crown of the head up as you lengthen your tailbone down. Ground down into the floor. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up overhead. And then let's just swan dive. Exhaling, like you're moving through water. Hands onto your thighs or your shins. Lift that heart up halfway. Fold as you exhale. Root into your feet. Press down to rise. Bring it all the way up. Palms touch at the top. And then again, right through. Exhaling, dive. Lift that heart up halfway as you inhale. Fold as you exhale. Root to rise. Bring it all the way back up. And one more time. Exhaling, diving. Lift your heart up halfway. Inhale. Fold as you exhale. Ground into the earth to rise, rise, rise. All the way up. Palms touch at the top. And this time as you exhale, we're gonna spin open to the right. So open both arms out to the sides as you spin to the right. So now your palms are facing the right, your thumbs pointing up. Inhale up through center and exhale, open it to the left. Inhale up through center, back over to the right. Look back at that right thumb now. And inhale up through center and exhale to the left. Look back at the left thumb. Inhale up through center, exhale to the right again. Pause here. And now take that back hand and sweep it towards the floor and bring it forward. Inhale, open the left arm up and back. Look back at the thumb. As you exhale, let the hand sweep down and forward. One more time, each side. So just making big shoulder circles now as we add a little bit of a twist. Good. Okay, and then arms up overhead. And exhale, bring them down. Good. Big shoulder circles. So we're just going to do a little bit of shoulder opening at the wall. So hopefully you got a wall nearby. I'm going to change the angle of my camera. So you just want a solid wall somewhere. I'm going to move my painting out of the way actually. Okay. So you just need a solid wall, and you're going to start with your right hip up against the wall. And you're going to take your right hand in front of you on the wall with your thumbs pointing down. So palm on the wall, thumbs pointing down. And those who remember clocks that weren't digital, we're at 9 o'clock. Okay, now you're going to sweep that right arm up to 12 o'clock towards the top and walk the hand up the wall. Walk that hand up the wall. Now your shoulder is likely hitched into your ear, so slide your right shoulder down the back. So get the shoulder blade down the back, away from the ear. Keep your shoulder down the back as you walk your hand up the wall again. Okay, now your left hand, you're going to place it on the wall in front of you, so that's your kickstand. That's there to support you. When you're ready, start to take that right hand up towards back behind you to 1 o'clock. Keep the shoulder sliding down the back. So keep the arm bone, in the arm socket there. And then again, walk it to 2 o'clock. Again, slide your shoulder blade down the back. Walk that hand back to 3 o'clock. Shoulder blade down the back. Slide the shoulders away from your ears. So here, you're gonna pause and breathe here. So if this is too intense, then you're turning towards the wall more, right? For those, if you want more, you start to press into this left hand in front of you to spin yourself away from the wall to look towards the center of the room. So you're in charge of how much you're taking that stretch across the right chest. And just breathe into that. Keep the shoulder blade sliding down the back. And then if you're twisting towards the center of the room, go ahead and even yourself back out to face in line with the wall here. And then you're going to take that back hand to 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 6 o'clock. And then big shoulder circle. Just feel the tingling, the energy moving. And you're going to just switch sides. So left hip now against the wall. Take your left hand on the wall in front of you, palm on the wall, thumb pointing down. And then you're going to start to take that arm up again, up to 12 o'clock. So walk the hand up the wall, get nice and tall through that left seam. But then shrug your shoulder blade down the back. So get the shoulder blade down the back. So get the shoulder away from the ear. Keep that shoulder down the back. Walk the hand up the wall more. And then take your right hand, plant it on the wall in front of you. That's your kickstand. When you're ready, you're going to take that hand now and start to take it back. From 12 o'clock, you're moving it to 11 o'clock. Shoulder blade down the back. And then back to 10 o'clock. Again, shoulder blade down the back. And then maybe to 9 o'clock. Shoulder blade down the back. And then you got that right hand. That's your kickstand. So either you can turn towards the wall more for less intensity, or you can press the hand into the wall to start to spin to look away from the wall towards the center of the room. Again, really honoring, so you can walk the edge, walk your edge without going beyond. So really tuning into what's appropriate for your body. And then if you are spinning towards the center of the room, you're going to go ahead and reorient yourself so you're in line with the side of the wall. And then slowly, slowly let that backhand come down from 9 o'clock to 8, 7, back to 6. All right, and a big shoulder circle. All right, and from there, we're just gonna, since we're at the wall, let's just take legs up the wall for a final resting pose. Or if you want to take another heart opener, you're welcome to. If you, okay, so I mean, too many options. So leg up the wall looks like this. You can have a blanket there for your sacrum if you like. If you're going to use a little padded blanket, just slide it a little bit away from the wall so there's room for your hips to drop a little bit. And then you're going to sit right up against the wall. So try to get your hip right up against the wall. It doesn't matter which hip. And then you roll onto your back. And a lot of times we're really far from the wall. So then you got to kind of walk yourself. You're shimmying yourself as close towards the wall as you can. You're trying to get your sit bones onto the wall. But for some of us, you know, if you got tight hamstrings, you might be some distance from the wall. And that's okay. Then you can just let your arms rest to sides and cactus arms. Legs up the wall. So that's legs up the wall. Now, if you don't want to do legs up the wall, instead, you can take regular Shavasana, laying long. But since we're doing a heart opening, you might also want to take a little bit of a lift underneath your chest. So we could do what we started in, right? The little roll underneath your chest and then another one underneath your head, if you like that. You can come into fish pose. I'm not going to demo that, so you can take this one that we started with. So allow yourself to settle in what you need, and then I'm going to turn things back over to Katie. So thank you all for joining us.
Thank you so much, Kat, for another wonderful demonstration. That was really great. All right, I'm going to share my screen here, and I have just one book to share. Oh, here we go. Sorry, it's hard to see my screen controls. There we go. So this week's theme is heart opening. So let me get to the proper slide here. All right. So similar to how heart opening poses can help with things like depression and anxiety, so can laughing. So of course, there are so many books in our collection that are humorous and funny and just enjoyable to put a smile on your face. But I wanted to share this one. It's actually been on my TBR for a really long time. I've heard such great things about it. But it's called Furiously Happy, a funny book about horrible things by Jenny Larson. And she shares stories from her life that embrace what makes us who we are. So both the beautiful and the flawed parts of our lives. And she finds joy in the outrageous. So I really like that idea of kind of trying to find the joy in hard things or tough things that we go through. So I really admired that. So make sure to check that out in our collection. Let me go ahead and get out of here. All right, so thank you again for joining us for Reach and Read, and a big thank you to Kat. We'll be back next Thursday, August 10th at 10 a.m., so we hope to see you then. So to find a library location near you, sign up for a library card, or to learn about upcoming programs for all ages, just go to www.saclibrary.org. So for Kat, myself, and the Sacramento Public Library, thank you so much, and be well.